Hello everyone, welcome back to Base Damage. Hope you are all doing well today. We're going to be taking a look at the Shakugan no Shana Premium Booster Set that is going to be coming out on July 19th, actually one day after my birthday. But for the Premium Booster like this, there's like other Shana sets as well as like I think one of the Dengeki sets, I'm not certain which one, has Shana cards in with it. So I'm not certain I'm not going to be taking a look at what stuff combos with stuff outside of this particular Premium Booster set because I'm not familiar with all of those cards. So we're just going to take a look at it as just kind of a by itself inside just this Premium Booster because it's 60 cards. I don't even know, outside of just looking at some of the art real quick, because I did like do a quick once over just to see if I remembered any of the characters, because I watched like the Shana animes like years ago. It's been at this point like 15 years since I've seen it, so it's I don't remember a lot of the stuff that's happened. So I remember some of the cards, Shana, Marjorie, the book that was with Marjorie, stuff like that, you know. So I remember some of the characters, but not all of them. But we're just going to be taking a look at this just kind of by itself. See if there's like, you know, climax combos that could be cool or individual cards that just seem to be kind of nice. Since it's only 60 cards, I'm going to try to go through each of them pretty quickly. But let's go with it. So with the Premium Boosters, you're going to see on the right side here the Shana, I say Premium Rare thing, but it's basically like a foil version, and it looks like almost all of them are alternate arts, which in and of itself is really cool. You do have some that are the exact same like that and the second one here, but a lot of them, at least the Shana ones, I don't know about some of the other ones, seem to have alternate arts. You got Yuji has an SP in here. Sorry, my head's covering it. Kazumi has a SP. I don't see a Shana SP yet. Okay, so we do have some climax combos. We're gonna go over each individual card, but I do want to see what the artworks look like. Yeah, Marjorie has a really nice looking SP right there. That's really cool. And it's actual SPs instead of like hot stamp bullshit that some of the Premium Boosters do. By some, I mean most. Okay, here is the Shana SP. Or I say the, but one of it looks like, so let's go right back to the top. We're just going to go through all of them. Let's take a look here. So the first one is Shana, Development of the Town, with the traits being Flame and Melanpan. So I'm assuming Flame is going to be the main one for her. Actually, let's go back down. Sorry. Okay, so wait, does this not have... Okay, so it goes from like... so it says reprint. Okay, so reprint and retrains. You're going to go through like the Shana set. So they're repeats of certain cards and or making them better. Yuji, I don't know what the trait is on this one. So I don't know if it's flame or something else. Kazumi's just a love trait. But so all of Shana's are flame traits. So that's probably going to be the recurring thing with her. So her first level 0. And almost every single one of these say retrain of. So there's definitely cards that are already similar to each one of these. If they share the same name, you probably obviously can only run certain numbers of them. But if they're retrains, you definitely want to run the better cards. So it's not like you're going to run 2 of this and 2 of whatever the card it's the remake of. You're going to run, obviously, this if it's the better effect, which I'm assuming it is, because the first one's already a very interesting effect. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can pay 1 and put the top card of your deck into your clock, search your deck for up to 1 level 1 or lower character, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand. So you what people refer to as a Riki, but a drop deck searcher, basically. So really, really nice there. So it also has an experience of 2 at level 0, which is just weird, but whatever. So maybe it works later on. Who knows? If you don't know, if you've not been part of this channel for very long, I don't care for experience-based effects. I think they don't need to exist, but that's just me. When this attacks, if your experience is 2 or higher, choose one of your characters. It gets 1,000 power. Once again, I don't think that's gonna matter. When this is placed on stage, so this next one, Shana in maid uniform, and she actually does get the maid trait. When this is placed on stage from your hand, choose one of your opponent's characters. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, it can't move from other slots. So really funny to be able to have this against like a standby deck or something and be like, oh, that one you standbyed in next into the back row, boom, it can't move from that spot. Awesome. On attack, choose one of your other flame characters. So more than likely only Shana. So you're only going to be able to buff Shanas, but still. It gets X power equal to your other flame characters times 500. So that being said, once again, if nobody else really shares the flame trait and you're working on just like a pure Shana deck, that's the only way you're going to get like the biggest buff off of this. But it looks like there's more than enough Shana cards to go around, especially depending on how many other sets we have. And once again, stuff from like the Dengeki set. We have Shana Confused, Global 500 to all of your other flame characters, and not a Brainstorm, but a Act. Rest this. Choose one of your characters. It gets the ability when the battle opponent becomes reversed, you can send that character to stock, and if you do, send the bottom card of your opponent's stock to waiting room. So it's a very interesting removal, and let me just go ahead and get it off of that picture so YouTube doesn't flag me. Alright, so we do have a Climax combo at level 0. So for each flame character in your level zone, this gets +1 level and plus 2k power. So it's a different kind of experience, and I don't really get to see this too terribly much. In terms of, typically for the level stuff, it's always like, it's either the level of the cards or the color of the cards for experience. I don't really see experience effects based off of traits. So that's kind of cool to see, like right off the bat. It's a 002k. Now let's do some math here. So if you have 1 in there, she'll be a level 1 4k. If you have 2 in there, she'll be a level 2 6, and a level 3 would be 8k. So she, like, this particular level 0 basically grows as the game progresses, but she doesn't get very big. So that's kind of the downside. She can be a level 3 8k, but you definitely have to have other buffing effects. So at the start of your encore step, if you have the feeling that nothing can be done, which is a choice trigger, in your climax area, and you have 2 or more other flame characters, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose 1 flame character amongst them, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, send the rest to waiting room. So very interesting and very, like, honestly not the worst, like, engine in the world in my mind. I'm very curious. I don't know what all the retrains of the cards are. I don't know what the originals are. So I'm very curious as to like what the original versions are, especially depending on how old they are. It's probably not a choice trigger. It's probably something else. I don't know. Like I said, I have no knowledge on it, but we're going to be taking a look. Shana in China Dress. During your turn, this gets 1,000, so we have 3k. Oh, it's a what people call a clean cut. When the battle opponent is reversed, choose one of your other flame characters, specifically flame characters. It doesn't work on anything that isn't. Rest that character, move it to an empty back row slot. Okay. So it's kind of Shana locked, if that makes sense. Like I said, I don't know who else in here has the flame trait. I'm just throwing that out there. Shana Dressed Up. When this is placed on stage from hand, look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top of your deck into your waiting room, and it is a climax swapper. Pay 1, pitch a climax to salvage back any climax on play. So really nice. A 1/0 Shana in Distress. When this attacks, also it says note, has a soul trigger. When this attacks, this gets X power. X is equal to the number of your other flame characters times 1,000. So with a full field, she would become a 1/075, which is not horrible. But still, also, like I said, because they're introducing the choice triggers and stuff like that into Shana. I'm assuming Shana didn't have any choice triggers before now. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I don't think they did. But having crit triggers, obviously. And honestly, the art for that, if you can't, like, I kind of want to zoom in a bit more for some of these cards. Just a smidgen. Oh, now my head's covering it. Oh, well, whatever. The art for that is really nice. So, all right, getting into the next one. Oh, so now we're into the, no, so this is, okay, so, sorry, I had to make certain, see if we were in a different color or not. Fumina Konoe, Mystery and Animal. So none of the flame effects work for her. When this is placed on stage from hand, choose one of your flame characters or characters with Konoe in its name, which I think this is just like a different version of Shana. But it does help your flame character, so it probably is. Like I said, I don't remember the plot of Shana at all. And it gets 1,500 power. At the start of your climax phase, you can send this to waiting room to choose a Hecate Moment of Confrontation, which is number 53 on this list out of 60. in your waiting room, place it on the stage in this card's former slot. So we get a little bit of chain shenanigans. Pretty cool. Clumsy Shana, if you use this card's backup, and if all of your characters are flame, you may put the top card of your deck into your stock. So it pays for itself for a 2k backup. We have Yuji. Actually, okay, so I do have a little bit of a brain on me, where I'm assuming where Flame and Melonpon is these two right here. This is the exact same symbol right here on Yuji. I don't know what the second one is, but I'm going to assume the Yuji has the Flame trait. So, if you have 2 or more other Flame characters, you do not take damage from the effects of your opponent's character's auto abilities, which is just an insane level 1 to be able to drop down right off the bat. All of your level 2 or higher characters in front of this card gain 1,000 power. This first effect is very, very nice. And being able to go ahead and get it out at like level 1 and just not give a shit is really cool. It shares the Flame trait, it looks like. Like I said, because it's not put up here. If there's another Yuji somewhere, it might state it. But typically, with this, it doesn't have the traits up here. So I'm just assuming it's a typo, but still. Actually, no, this doesn't say it's a retrain of anything. Oh, no, it says reprint. Reprint, not retrain. It's literally a mirror copy of the original card. Okay. Shana, student of the Misaki High School. When your other flame character attacks, this gets X power. X is equal to the number of your other flame characters times 500 and a character encore. Basically, you discard a character from hand to encore her. So, if she attacks last, you could gain plus 4k. If I'm doing the math right, like the other 2 attack, you get 2k, then 2k. So, then we have a 2-1 Kazumi. When you use this card's backup, it's a 3k backup with memory kick. Okay, really cool. Shana, first time feeling this. Once again, I'm not going to stay on this art for too long. FBI, open up! It's a change effect. At the start of your climax phase, pay 1, pitch 2 flame characters, bounce this back to hand, choose a Shana Great Vessel, which is number 39, in your waiting room, and place it on this card's former slot. Shana in Summer Outfit. If you have that level 1 Yuji, and Shana and Alistair, which is number 20, this gets -1 level in hand, so early play level 3, really nice. For each of your other flame characters, this gets 500 power, and you can heal 1. So, should be very early, very easy early play conditions. I was about to say early easy play. Very easy early play. I can words today, man. So, okay, we have a level 3 Shana. Flame Haze Shana. During your turn, for each of your other flame characters, this gets 500 power. So, plus 2k. So, she'll be an 11-5 during your turn, which is really nice. Heal 1 on play, always good. And when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, pay 1, pitch 1 if you have a choice trigger in play. This turn, this gets the... You may pay this cost up to 5 times. Oh, this is like the Kiryu Coco from Hololive, Future Me. Put it up on screen, pretty please. It's like the Coco where you can pay the cost like a certain number of times. And depending on, basically when you reverse them, you get to pay the pay 1, pitch 1 X number of times. Then you send, so for each time that you do it, plus 1, you get to bottom deck, send the bottom 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the waiting room, and if there's a climax amongst them, burn your opponent for 1. So you're trying to like cancel burn as many times as possible, which is still really cool. So that is actually really cool. To see, with it being a retrain, copying the Coco from Hololive, I'd say is a pretty damn good way to do it. Then we have the events. Let's see, start of Seishu Festival. If you don't have a Flame or Love character, this can't be played from hand. Look up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 Flame or Love character. Show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, send the rest to waiting room. Okay, so just your typical little... It's a counter event. Not bad. On the day which Yuji disappeared, search your deck for up to 2 flame characters, show them to your opponent, add them to your hand, discard a card, send this to memory, shuffle your deck. Okay. Technically not a retrain, but it has a different name. Okay. So that brings in some interesting things. Obviously, you're probably not going to, but if it has a different name, because it's obviously a different code on the card. It's a different name, meaning you could play 8 copies of this type of effect, because you could run 4 of this and then 4 of the other one, since it's not a retrain. So or since it has a different name. So, just saying. Not that you would, I'm just stating how the game works. So, it's a 2-1 event, though. So, we do have two different climaxes for yellow. So, the feeling that nothing can be done, and just doesn't say the fucking name, but it's 2 choice triggers. Alright, so we're going to speed through this a little bit faster. So, Shana, let's see. Shana and Alistair, this was the other one that was mentioned for the level 3 early play condition. At the start of your climax phase, if you have another UG changed torch, which is the level 1, you can choose a character and he gets 1,000 power till end of turn, which is really nice. And it's a brainstormer of pay 1, rest this, mill 4, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose 1 card amongst them, and add it to your hands to the rest of waiting room. That is for each climax that you reveal. So that is really cool. Very, very nice brainstormer. Comboing with that UG to just be like, you're never going to auto burn me, which is crazy. Then we get to the Marjorie cards. Let's see. Marjorie, and obviously Shana's going to have a lot of red. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you can move this to an empty slot in your front row. When this is reversed, if the battle opponent is 0 or lower, you may reverse that character. So we get a free runner that is also a level 0 reverser. So nobody's going to run it because people are really weird. Shana, Apostle of Extermination, is 2 different acts. One is a spammable brainstormer. The first one is rest this, choose a character, give it 1,000 power, and then you can still use the brainstorm even after you rest her because you just have to pay 1 stock. Mill 4 for each climax, resolve the following effect. Salvage back a flame character, add it to your hand, and then discard 1 card. So just spammable, really nice. With it being spammable, I wonder if there's standby? I'm not saying I seek it out actively in every single set, I just question if it's here. So we have a 0/0 Shana. Shana loves melon bread more than anything, and she loves her some melon bread from what I recall. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can put 1 card from your hand into the clock. If you do, look up to X cards from the top of your deck. X is equal to the number of your other flame characters. You get to add any 1 card amongst them to your hand. Send the rest to waiting room. When a climax is placed on your opponent's climax area, you may send this to your stock. So, just very interesting, like, plussing all around with that. Okay, so we have door climaxes, not standby, thank goodness. 0015, all of your other flame characters get 500, and when To the New World is placed on your climax area, if you have 2 or more other flame characters, choose 1 level 0 or lower flame character in your waiting room, and you may place it on any stage in any slot. it is a level 0 as well, so you could potentially just grab Brainstormers more than likely off of it, so I don't know. Seems kind of mid for a climax combo, that's just me. We get to the Shana SP one. Unyielding Heart, which is really cool. Like, just a really cool sounding name. When this is sent from the stage to the waiting room, you may pay the cost, which is discarding 1 card. Look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 level 1 or higher card amongst them. Show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, send the rest to your waiting room. When this is sent from stage to waiting room, you can pay 2, and if you do choose a flame character, you can salvage back a flame character from your waiting room. My brain just farted on that completely. I'm just like, nice first effect, mid second effect, that's just me. Wilhelmina, beautiful princess of unrivaled battle techniques. What is with these, like, long ass names? Like, goodness gracious. Look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck by paying 1 and sending this to waiting room. Choose up to 1 flame character amongst them, which she does have the flame trait, so all the flame stuff works with her, as well as whatever the hell this name is. Kamsin? I don't know. So you do have other characters with the flame trait. That was a concern, but it looks like there are plenty others. So, assuming all the Wilhelminas are going to have it. So, anyway, so you choose up to 1 flame character amongst them, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, send the rest to waiting room. It has 2 more act abilities. What the fuck? Okay, so you can literally activate all 3 of these abilities on the same turn. So, rest this, choose one of your characters. It gets 500 power times its level. Pay 1, choose one of your opponent's front row characters. A front row level 0 lower character, send it to the waiting room. So you can tap this, give it a buff, and then pay 1 and sack it to do the mill 4. So just a lot of utility on 1 card, really nice. Mobilizer of Ceremonial Equipment Kamsin. Flame and Relic. I think this is a dude. So 0/0 oversized 4K, you just can't play events or backups from hand. Which from what we've seen, we've already have some decent events, so it's kind of a mid card. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice this. The Marjorie also has flame. I didn't even notice that. Just because I wasn't looking. So Marjorie also has flame. Never mind. So the set is no issue. So I didn't even notice that before. I'm a big dummy-dum. Improvisational Poem of Slaughter. Marjorie is a 1k backup, but when you use the card's backup, you can discard 2 cards. If you do, choose one of your opponent's characters whose level is higher than their level and send it to their waiting room. So you get a level 1 anti-change backup. Really nice. We got a Shana, Contractor of Alistair. If you have 2 or more other flame characters, this gets a +1 level and 500 power. Kind of mid. Oh, okay. If this is level 2 or higher. Oh, okay. Oh, so if you get the buff, it becomes level 2. Meaning, if this is level 2 or higher, this gets plus 3k power. Why not just have it all under one effect? It just feels very excessive. Because, I mean, even if your opponent had something that's, like, reduced the level of your opponent's character, like, the 500 buff does nothing. Okay, so let's look at this. So you would be a level 2 65. That's costless. Okay, yeah, and it's very easy to get the entire buff. It's just, it's really excessive. I feel like you could have saved Ink Bushi. That's just me. Shana, Trust in the Blade. This is number 30, so we're halfway through and 20 minutes in. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a card. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. Choose a level X or lower character from your waiting room. Add it to hand. X is equal to the level of the revealed card. Okay. A little bit of extra utility there. Flame Haze Wilhelmina, experience of 2. If you have experience of 2, this gets 2k power, and on attack, if she attacks a character that is level 2, she gains 6,000. So she will be a 5/5, an 11/5, basically, if she attacks at level 2. So she's meant to be a level 2 Slayer. Got you. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can rest one of your other flame characters. If you do, choose 1 card in your level zone and 1 card from your waiting room. Swap them, then choose up to one of your characters. This turn, it gets +1 level. Okay. So being able to fix it so you can get your appropriate experience effects, I do admit, despite me not liking experience, that's a good effect to put on a card that requires experience. Like, that's very nice. Okay. Shana, Wings of Crimson. Very beautiful artwork on this. Holy shit. It's a 1/04k. When this card's damage is canceled, you can send this to stock. Okay. We have a +2 Soul Climax combo. Let's do this. Up to once per turn, when this card's damage is canceled, if you have the +2 Soul in play, which is anything is possible, in your Climax area and you have another Flame character, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 2 Flame characters or events from amongst them, add them to your hands, and the rest to waiting room. So that effect only whiffs if it's not a Flame character or a Climax. So, but as long as your whole deck is good, you just have to worry about hitting Climaxes off of that. So I like seeing the combos like this that are like the +2 Soul combos. It just seems really cool to me, and I like to see more of that. All right, so we have gone away from the alternate arts. They're all the same arts. So, okay, so a little less impressed here. Okay, here we got another Marjorie down here that's different. Anyway, Shana, Something to Protect. A 1/045 during your turn. If all of your characters are flame, this gets 2k power, so she'll be a 65. An experience with a door trigger, so your attack is going to be 75. When this attacks, if you have Power of Will, an experience of 2, mill 2, choose up to 1 level X or lower flame character. Add it to your hand. If X is 2 or higher, this turn, this gets +1 soul. X is equal to the sum of the level of cards milled by this effect. So, of the 2 cards you milled, if you end up basically being able to add back a level 2 or higher, she also gets an additional soul. So she'll be hitting for 3 instead of 2 because it's a door climax. Okay, cool. Minimum before triggers, obviously. 2,500 backup Wilhelmina with a given extra 1k, so it becomes a 35. I'm trying to go through this a little bit faster. A level assist Marjorie with a auto of on play, pitch a card, salvage back a flame character. Very nice. See, there we have some alternate art, though. Then no alternate art. Shana, Prideful. Even though these are retrains, that's whatever. Let's see. Each of your other flame characters gives this 1,000. When your other flame attacks, this gets 15. So she'll be a 2-1 10k. Then your others attack and she'll gain an extra 3k. So she'll be a 13k. Damn, she's huge. Card's battle opponent is level 2 or higher, gets reversed. Send the top card. You can send the top card of your deck to stop. Blech. A level 3/2 Shana, Path to Walk with Yuji. If you have 4 or more flame characters, this gets -1 level in hand. If your experience is 6, this gets 500 power, and on attack, choose one of your flame characters that gets 15. Just give it to itself. There's no point. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a card to heal the top card of your clock to your stock. Shana and Yuji, another experience of 6. If the sum of levels of cards in your 1,500 power, which would make it an 11. And the following ability. On attack, pay 3, pitch a flame, burn for 2, and this heals 1 on play. Okay. Shana, Great Vessel. This ability activates up to once per turn. At the end of this card's attack, if Heaven and Earth Sundering, which is a door climax, is in your climax area and you have 2 or more other flame characters, you can pay 2 stock, and if you do, choose one of the following 2 effects. So, hefty cost, but this is interesting. Okay, so you pay 2 to stand her or salvage back 3 characters in your waiting room. That's kind of nuts. I think this one, if I'm remembering correctly, was one of the cards you could early play. Maybe. I may be misremembering this with a different card. Like, there was a change that... No, there was a different change. It was a level 2 that changed into this, I think. So, okay, that'd be cool. Wilhelmina, contract her to Tiamat. That's a Dargan. Oh, that is a really cute SP. I don't know if you can see above my head, but she drew like a little pig or something. It's really cute. The pig is Tiamat. When this is placed on stage from hand, she gets power till the end of the turn. Placed on stage from hand, rest a character. Choose one of your opponent. Your opponent chooses a climax in their waiting room. Shuffles all other cards other than that climax from their waiting room back into their deck. So decompresses them. Choose one of your flame characters. It gets 2,500 power by discarding any one card. You can pay that as many times as you want, which is very interesting. Then we have Lovely Goblet Marjorie, which is her getting drunk. I want to go back and rewatch this show. We have... It's a 3/2 that has hexproof innately. This can't be targeted by your opponent's effects. On play, you can pay 1 to salvage back any climax. That's just good in general. And then a act of discard a flame character. Choose one of your characters that gets 3k power till end of turn. So, could be very, very interesting. I feel this is a very interesting like tech. Like 1 or 2 copies. We have... Unwavering Heart is a 1/1 red climax. If you don't have a flame character, you can't play it from hand. Choose one of your opponent's back row, cost 1 or lower characters. Send it to the waiting room. Once again, this says technically not a retrain since it has a different name. If that holds true for English, same thing. So, then we have a bunch. So it's really cool to see. So the artwork for this as well looks really cool. So we do have an alternate artwork for To the New World. But the other 2 have the exact same, but still really cool. Door triggers and a +2 soul. Oh, another door trigger as well. Also, same exact art. Like I said, it was really cool at the very beginning. It's like, oh, look, all this different alternate art. And now they're like mostly the same. Eyes closed versus eyes opened. Not really alternate art if you ask me, but whatever. No one's asking me. That's the thing. Hekate in Yukata. Hekate in Yukata. So, sounds like a really weird, like, also these have flame traits as well. This makes me think of, what's her name? Like, Uni from, Reborn. That's what it made me think of. 500 assist when your other character is sent from stage to waiting room. Okay, so you can sack her to return that character to its former slot rested. Placed on stage, give something negative 500. Brainstorm, pay 1 rest. This mill 4 for each climax. Salvage a character. Hekate, empty existence. During your opponent's turn, if you have 5 or more hand, This gets +1 level and 1500 power. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may move this to an empty front row slot with a character in the slot across from it. So it should be a level 135 that can run in front of characters. Okay. Alright, so we only have 10 more cards. Beautiful Whim Piles. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. But also has Flame, just stating. I don't know if this one does. I think that's Flame. I'm going to be real. That might be Flame. It might be Love. I'm going to assume Flame. But anyway, sorry. All of your opponent's characters get a reduced encore, so because it's an oversized. On play, pay 1, pitch 1, search your deck for a Flame character. Okay, cool. Just generic drop searcher. Strategist Belpiol is a 1/03K. All of your characters in front of this gain. Oh, okay. So this is something I haven't seen in a long while. Giving characters in front an encore, whether that's clock encore or what. This is character encore. Also, an act of pay 1, draw a card, and then discard a card. So, if there was like a very neat little standby setup from like another like set of Shana, all these like discard effects would be very, very nice. To just be like, oh cool, let me discard the exact targets that I need, then play the fucking standby. So, just saying. Even more so, giving characters like let's say you could like standby in some vanillas that were like very big stats but no effects, obviously. Give it character encore when it's already like fucking huge. Would be really cool. Yuji, Reason and Feeling, has Flame and Snake. So, oh, also a very cute Hekate SP. It's a 1/04K. When this is placed on stage, it gets power equal to the number of Flame characters or characters with Konoe in its name. When this attacks, choose one of your Flame characters or Konoe and give it 1500 power till end of turn. Hekate, Moment of Confrontation. For each of your other back row Flame characters or Konoe, it gets 1000 power, so she could be a 6K, but constant 6K, that's the big difference. 1/06K, let's see. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have direct confrontation, which is a pants trigger, interesting, and you have 2 or more other characters, you can discard 1 card to salvage back 2 Flame characters or characters with Konoe in its name and add them to your hand. I'm assuming out of the other sets, there's probably more Konoe cards, just stating. So really cool climax combo. Hekate, Maiden of Oracle, is a 2K assist to level 3 or higher characters. And when your character's trigger check reveals a pants, pitch a card, look it up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, put them back on top of the deck in any order, then draw 1 card. Why not just say add 1 to hand, put the other on top of the deck? Because you don't have to reveal anything. I don't know, it just feels like shit's just weird. I don't know. It does the same thing. Well, okay, if you don't want to draw, because it says then draw up to 1 card. So you can choose not to draw after you put stuff back in any order. To be completely fair, I understand the order of operations now. Sorry, it is early morning and I am just brain dead. Hekate, result of thousands of wishes. At the start of your climax phase until the end of your opponent's next turn. This gains one of the following 2 abilities of your choice. So you either get, when this attacks a level 3 character, give it 6K, or when this is reversed, if the battle opponent's level is higher than your opponent's level, you may send that character to the bottom of your opponent's deck. So basically, at the start of the climax phase, you can make it so, if I'm going to attack something, basically depending on what you want to attack, if you're like, hey, I can guarantee get over this level 3, I'll give it a buff. Oh, I can't get over this level 3, I'll give it the anti-change effect. So, very, very nice tech, basically. As long as you're running blue, you splash this in, straight up. General Sidone. So, random do, but he also has the Flame trait. Very interesting. So, when this card attacks, this gets X power. X is equal to the number of your other Flame characters times 1000. Okay, his alternate art looks awesome, because he's like in this, like, armor thing. Like I said, I don't remember this show at all. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, choose one of your Flame characters. It gets 2K power. So, just gets buffs. Lots of buffs. Priestess Hekate. On play, heal 1. On attack, pitch 2, burn 1. Also, she has like an older, like younger version, older version for the alternate art. So we do have some alternate arts once you get further down into the blue. Last one being a 3/2 Hekate Divine Summoning. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard 1 card, put the top card of your clock into stock, and on attack, if you have until the next time wishes come to fruition, it's a pants trigger in your climax area, pay 2, burn 2. And that is going to be it, because the last 2 cards are pants triggers, which are very cute, and very cute little alternate arts as well, for at least this one. And the level 3 is very nice, so. Yeah, okay, so it has lots of climax combos. Everything states it's a retrain, which means they should share the same name. I don't know what the originals do. I'm going to assume they're downgraded versions of whatever these are, because the retrains are typically going to have better effects. 9 times out of 10. I've seen retrains where they don't. Just saying. But 9 times out of 10, the retrains like these are the better effects. So, you're obviously probably not going to run the older ones. There could be some broken-ass older version of these cards that I just don't know about. But I'm going to assume there's not, and that's what we're going to go with. But I really should rewatch Shana, because I don't remember most of these characters. Also, seeing the other little girl down here just makes me want to go watch Reborn because of the hat. Just because of how the hat setup is. Very much looks like Uni from the time skip arc thing. The future arc from Reborn. If future me can be bothered, put a picture up on screen at some point. I don't know. But yeah, okay, so it's decent. It's has some up-to-date stuff. It's obviously not trying to just say, here, run standby in like in like older sets and stuff. I don't know how much this powers up the newer sets, but it does have several climax combos across the board. Meaning, I bet you could make a deck with just the premium booster cards, and you don't have to really worry about the rarity as much, because they're either all normal rarity or the foil, basically. So, theoretically, if you did want to build something, I'm not saying it would be the most broken thing in the world, but you technically could out of just the premium booster. That'd be very interesting. So, I don't know. We might see if some people in the Discord are going to cook, or they're just going to be like, nah, let's not touch it, fam. That is going to be it for this video. Thank y'all very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want. If not, hey, it's cool. Thanks for stopping by to check out the video. We do have a link in the description for our Discord as well. Feel free to join that. We are constantly getting more and more people joining the Discord, and it's really cool to see all the new people joining. And all the people cooking some really weird stuff between decks and whatnot. But that is going to be it for me. We will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out for now.